Hello guys, now we are going to see about Saussarian Structuralism. Introduction to Saussarian Structuralism, a course in general linguistics by Ferdinand de Saussure. We are going to see some essay about structuralism. Firstly, we see structuralism defined by Ferdinand de Saussure. And structuralism, it was came from Ferdinand de Saussure at the time of early 20th century. And in his course in general linguistics, Saussure said that language should be studied scientifically and not by historically. He described by it example using bicycle. He said that bicycle is a structure that made of rims, handlebars, pedals, seats, chain, etc. and more. And these are the essential elements of bicycle. Here, ism is a suffix that refers some system. Therefore, structure is a part and ism is a system. So, structuralism is a system. And according to him, linguistic phenomena, he described linguistic phenomena in terms of structure, and he also studied the language. Language means a language abstractly as a system of forms and conventions used for communications. He says that language is a system of forms and convention that should be used for only communication. And he conveyed his language as a science and units. He saw each sign as a structure which is made up of signifier and signified. Here, signifier means the concept and signified means the meaning. And Saucer's point is that relationship between signifier and the signified is arbitrary. And then nature of Saucer's structuralism. Saucer's structuralism is totally deviated from the philosophical and historical study of language. And according to him, language is a science system which is constructed by convention. And the meaning in language is what about relational, and it cannot be understood in isolation. We cannot understand the language by isolation, but in the relational. Language has some types like phonemes, morphemes, and graphemes. When these elements are brought together in a meaningful way, their images are associative order. When morphemes, phonemes, graphemes are brought together in a meaningful way, and their images are associative order. Here, and he points out that form is a concern of linguistic study, and this form makes it possible to study substances. And then Saucer's belief. He believed that language is an entity and a social fact, and it can be studied when detached from related interest. He enlightened the process here. The connection between the thought and sound is the language, and he said that that concept is non-verbal. He described the example tree. Here it chooses the sound of the word, hence there is thought and sound. The concept or form of the tree. The tree has a form of concept as only one form. This is psychologically and visually understood. And he described with more examples has two sides signified and signifier, and language and parallel, and diachrony and synchrony. In language, there are only differences, and the value of language depends upon their opposition to other elements.